Ultimate Ears UE Premier. 21 drivers. I've always been afraid of in-ears with too many drivers, and then I tried a generic set of these at the NAMM show, and they sounded phenomenal, like super balanced. So I got some. Gonna give them a try.
So I've gone on record saying that, like, I love using a wedge and that I'm not a huge fan of in-ears. But with that said, I have to use in-ears sometimes. Often on a gig, it's mandated that you can't have a loud amp on stage. A lot of you players out there know that. I mean, even playing in, clubs, churches, casinos, places like that these days, sometimes it's just, you can't use an amp. And I run into that on tours. As a matter of fact, if we look at this stage right now, this is Bare Naked Ladies stage. There's no cabs on stage. Everything's isolated. ISO cabs off stage is how they do it. So they've decided to go that route. And in those situations, of course, the only way to monitor is in-ears. So you got to use in-ears. I use a wedge on this tour. We're opening up for them on this tour, and I use a wedge. But when I come out and play on the encore, it's their stage. I'm actually running through one of their guitar rigs, so I'm using in-ears on the encore. So I need in-ears sometimes. So it's just a fact of life these days. It's a reality of the sort of modern monitoring. We have to use them sometimes. So you need a great set. And then, of course, I'm also using them on the road all the time to do, mixing songs or making YouTube videos, that kind of thing. And then also just for, like, listening. If you're watching movies in your room or you're on an airplane, you need in-ears.
So today we're in North Carolina, Wilmington to be exact, and it looks like rain, so we got all the gear covered up. We were about to start sound check, and you get a warning of a storm. You got to move everything to the back of the stage and cover it all up, and just wait for the chaos to pass. But that gives me an opportunity just for a minute here to talk about these in-ears. So every night on the encore, I go out and play with the Bare Naked Ladies guys, along with all the other members of Fight for Fighting and Delamitri. It's all three bands on stage. I'm playing guitar on the song, and Ed from Bare Naked Ladies has a really cool guitar rig. I'm playing through it for that encore song. Now, he's got an amp that's off stage, a speaker cabinet, an ISO cabinet that's off stage, and so they're only listening to their guitars through in-ears. There's no guitar amps on stage. So that means you gotta use in-ears or else you're not gonna hear anything. So to their credit, the monitor guy on first day, man, he dialed up a mix for me that was so fantastic. I can hear everything. There's lots of crowd mics in the mix, but it's somehow not like polluted sounding or convoluted or anything like that. It just sounds really good. The band, all the way from the subs all the way up to Tyler's cymbals, all it sounds super great in the in-ears. And these are a big part of that because they just sound so clear and dialed in. The thing that I notice about these is the mid-range being really, really detailed. Just guitars and everything sounds rich. It doesn't sound kind of scratchy like I'm used to with in-ears a lot. Just sounds really, really full and hi-fi and like fantastic.
All right, I got my ears in. I'm ready to go to work.
If you already head to the parking lot, then you're missing a super cool. We welcome back to stage Delamitri and Fight for Fighting. We are Del for Naked Fighting.
All right, I'm in Philly now, backstage. There's Philly out there. Had a cheesesteak for lunch. Just getting ready for sound check. Gig tonight, the Met. Beautiful old venue. It's the third to last date on the tour. I'm gonna miss all these guys when this is over. It's been like summer camp. It's been super fun. So thanks again to UE. These have been working out great. I'm sure I'm gonna find lots of use for them on future tours, as well as for doing critical listening when I'm mixing, and also just, you know, enjoyable listening when I'm on an airplane or I'm in a hotel room and I'm watching a movie or something like that. These are working out across the board. They sound really great. Check them out further at the link down there in the video description below. It's the UE Premier in-ear monitors. All right, see ya.